I remember my first week of assembly, just like year 7s over there, you started talking about how you saw the graduating students and how they grew from year 7, and I thought, oh, that's ages away. That would happen. That's a long time away, but sadly, I guess that time is now for us.
It's still on to Rutherford, because when you blink, you only said.
We sat there, year after year, just like you guys, staring up at the slightly hairier and taller looking year 13s in front of them, curious about all the tears, laughing at the photos, and wondering what you'll be like when you grow up.
The truth is, there's no way to prepare. There's no way to plan. Island School has been our home for the past 7 years, and now it's our time to leave.
To the younger years, we have lots of advice, but we'll try to condense it down as much as we can. Firstly, cherish every moment you have in high school. We said it once and we'll say it again, but one moment you're sitting down there in year 7, and then the next year up here, wondering what the future holds, wondering where the time is, wondering where the time went, and wondering when you'll get to see the people you're sitting next to again.
Secondly, don't be afraid of teachers. Mr. Chan and Mr. Scott may seem scary now, and trust us, they've been playing an elaborate game of good cop, bad cop for the past 7 years. But the truth is, who we have leading our house are 2 truly good cops, who only want to see you grow and become the best you can be.
To the teachers who have watched us grow up as our form tutors, Miss Ma, Miss Crichton, for a brief period in your segment, Miss Cruz, Miss Rickard, and now Mr. Roper, we apologize, we suck at sports. Seriously, we're very sorry for the mockery you must receive in the staff room.
But more than that, we'd like to thank you for being our role models, for taking care of us, and for being with us every step of the way, and being a group of undeniably cool and smart adults that make us slightly less scared of growing up.
Some of us have been in Island School for 7 years now, and despite how good looking we are, for an unknown reason, we seem to have maintained the spot of being the form with the most amount of people who want to leave.
To name a few of the migrants, we have Charlie Rigby, Holly Pearson, Tess Williams, Irene Cho, Jabari Nuruddin, who, side note, is now the #1 speed Rubik's Cuber in South Africa, Akani Ray, Terrence Yen, Chung Chan, Danielle Mkatami, Louise Chan, Evelyn Sung, Jefferson Chan, Megan Barnard, and Jeff Chan.
Kate McLevin, Elin Smith, Daniel Lancaster, Angela Jung, Amelia Armour, Julia Colfer, Christian Pappas, Annabelle O'Toole, Eric Vesterveld, Jamie Mason, Solomon Yu, and finally Kevin Lee, who never actually rocked up in the first place, so props to Kevin.
Though each of these names, a fond and familiar memory can be recalled. Some of them have grown to be friends I know will hold dear to me for a really long time, and I know the same can be said for you. But the people sitting to my side have shown themselves throughout the years to be some of the most hardworking, hilarious, fascinating and ambitious and kind-hearted people I've ever known.
From someone like Sandra, our future famous plastic surgeon, we'll keep it for when we start to wrinkle and stag.
Lauren and Zoe, your absences in the morning underpin the growing laziness and appearance of senioritis in the form, but in no way does this diminish how hard you work every day.
To Andrew, one of the most optimistic and good-natured people out there, and one of my best friends since year 7, the reason being I followed you around until you let me sit on the cool table. We cannot wait to watch your entrepreneurial empire grow as quickly and as flourishingly as you do your tracks.
Elisa and Kyla will always look forward to your Snapchat stories of the decadent Michelin star food imaginable, followed by the ones at Play and Dragon Eye. We hope one day our lives are as interesting as yours already seem to be.
To Gabriel and Vincent. There you are, yes. Who were still hoping the flame was sparked in year 9 drama will be relit. You two are both child prodigies, ridiculously intelligent, intimidatingly sarcastic, and I have no doubt you'll both find the cure for death one day. After you get married.
Sunny, while you'll probably never be able to escape the puns about your name, her name is Sunny Moon. We know the happy vibes that seem to follow you everywhere will also be something you won't be able to avoid, with a personality as magnetic and wonderful as yours. Thank you for being sports captain for the past 7 years. On behalf of our unbelievably athletically challenged form, we're sorry.
To Marvel, who holds the award for the best laugh and best name ever. For Andre, who never fails to entertain with a confusing smile and strange mumblings.
For J-Wan, for appearing in form time maybe once in the past 2 years, but forever really challenging us with his mystique.
For people like Sean Shinwon, who exacerbated the year 8 Mountain Dew phase with Terrence. For iPod touches from Jabari. And buying Xbox games for Andy when he passed you. We'll remember you both for being open, caring, and hardworking guys.
Minju, I've honestly been intimidated by your excellence and talent in everything you do since you're 7, and I'm sorry I waited to say that until now. You will do incredible things.
For Bez, for being Bez, and filling the gaping hole left by Charlie Rigby's departure in year 7. But more than that, for being smart, open, and genuinely good person, and might we add, the first B.Tech student to be accepted into HKU.
For never failing to be one of the kindest, most genuine people I know. We'll never forget you for the times you volunteered to swim in the swimming gala.
Hey guys, so Yoshi and Koa, what you lack in ability to stay awake in form time, you more than make up for in your awesome senses of humor, and you have been key members of the class, and I'm sorry I appropriated your language and decision.
Shomi, you may be one of the quieter members of the class, but you've never gone unnoticed. You radiate enthusiasm and pleasantness that will be dearly missed by us. Prath, your majestic facial hair will forever hold a place in our hearts.
To Tamaki for ever giggling, being the fun person we know her to be today. And finally, to Rachel, who will soon be roaming the world with a film camera, a notebook, and that infinitely cool and calming disposition you've had since you were 11 years old.
To all of you, whether you joined us in year 7, 10, or 12, we have one thing in common. We're all part of 13R. The most, and this is from official statistics, unathletic, demotivated form in the school, with the worst attendance record and highest leaders rate. A family.
The next few years of our life will be scary. And although it would be a lot less scary if we could link arms and stare at it in the face together, just as we have for the past 7 years. I know that there's something that will get us through. It's knowing that no matter where we are in the world, we'll still be a family, and knowing we'll always be able to drop a message on the Rutherford Class of 2015 Facebook page.
Our futures may be different, but they will have one thing in common. They will be, just like every person along these rows of chairs, interesting, exciting, and reminiscent.
Today, some of us received our time capsules from year 7, and I wanted to read an extract from ours that we got today. It says, "Dear future Hugh, the thing I'm scared of is growing up, because I don't know what's going to happen to me. But as you're reading this, I hope that you can remember the young Hugh, and most of all, I hope that you can remember everything we jumped for. Right now, I think IB is going to be a breeze, but who knows what kind of terror we will come across." And then last and not least, well, I have to go, but just remember the following rules. Have at least 5 girlfriends by year 13. Didn't do it. Try not to get killed by your hammer. Did that. And keep up the super ninja skills. And that's our last advice to all of you. Keep up the super ninja skills.
To the graduating class of Rutherford 2015, congratulations. It has been an honor and incredibly